And we're live. Hey guys.
And I'm back.
Donuts is back again. It's Thursday night. We're here watching hockey, playing hockey. This is a Tuesday night BDL podcast, season 1, episode 8, week 9. How you doing?
Just great.
Good game the other night, by the way.
It was.
It was a good game. It was a good game.
Too early penalties hurt us.
Yes, they did. Yeah, and they were good calls too. They weren't shit calls.
I didn't have any problems with the calls.
No, the game was rough. Good. Your one guy got a little overzealous the other night, Dave Milishevsky. I mean, he's got to learn to calm down a little bit. They're not going to let go at middle.
Yeah, he was.
He plays a little physical.
Yeah, but that was uncharacteristic for him. 10 minutes and 2 penalties. That was kind of odd.
Well, he kept bitching at Pelkey too. You got to leave Pelkey alone. Once Pelkey warns you, shut your mouth, because if not, you're going to get another penalty. So anyway. Not a lot of news this week. The headline for the news is the captains for session 2 of Tuesday nights. We already got them set for next session. We got Jim Big Show Shot. We got Dan Donuts Reed. We got Nick, I wish I was a little taller, Favada. We got Joe, Not Fast but Furious, Preischel. We've got Dan, I'm a Puffer. And we've got Jeff Goodrich. I don't have a nickname for him.
That was probably the most productive post you've ever made.
Well, thank you.
And it was like done within 30 minutes. Everybody put in who was this.
It was quick, yeah. It was pretty productive. Going out as captains this session are going to be myself and Bill Herman. Billy golfs and stuff in the summer, so he doesn't have the time to put into it. And Jim posted on Facebook for next session for players. We're also going to have a sign-up sheet here next week to fill it up for next session. We're trying to get, again, it'll be 66 players, and then a sub list and a reserve list. Guys that played this session will take precedence over players that come in new. So the new guys, if we get 66 guys back from last session, you're going to wait until somebody drops or gets hurt. Okay? Try to recruit for next session too, because right now our sub list is completely depleted. We don't have anybody on it. We've got guys for reserves, but we don't have any full-time subs if something should happen to someone. So please start recruiting. Or if you know anybody that wants to play, let me know. And then I'm going to go over this subs rule, because there seemed to be a problem Monday night. And me and my buddy Nick almost got into it. And I apologize again, Nick. I got a little hot with you, but so did you. If you have 7 players, you can pick up a sub to make it 8. If you have 5 guys, you can pick up 3 guys. Only stipulation is they have to be over 35. They can be in either the Tuesday or Thursday league. Or if you know a guy that wants to play that is a buddy that, hey, my buddy Tim Klima, for example, Jeff Goodrich keeps telling me he wants to play, wants to fill in tonight because we only got 5 guys, that's fine. That's how we're handling it for now until the league grows to what we have on Thursdays, where we have a waiting list.
It's not really a hard concept.
No, it's not.
Not at all.
So it's to keep the games competitive. It's to so we don't have blowouts. It's so guys can play with their friends. I mean, that's really what it's for.
I still think Jim Schott had the best comment of the day.
What's that?
He said Nick's head was going to explode when
somebody posted that Serafini and Burlow were filling in? Who did that?
That was probably the greatest thing I saw all day.
What a dickhead, that guy, I swear. I'm going to get my pregame here. I got the next game. So we're going to do this quick, too, because I only got about 16% on my iPad here. So subs, and then I think that was it for that. Game results. First game was a good game. I watched it. Were you here?
Nope.
Oh, you got here about
we got late. Yeah, we got about the second game.
Dateline Predators pulled it out against the Kings. The Kings battled hard, 6-5. It was a really good game. It was 2-2 at one point, and then 6-2, and then the Kings came back, and I thought they were going to tie it up. In that game, Nick Favada had 4 goals and 2 assists. Nick was on fire. I think I got him all fired up before the game. Yeah, because we got into a heated argument over by his bench, and then he went out there and took it out on the poor Kings. Sorry, Kings, my bad.
We played him. He disappeared. Wow.
He's playing right now. Oh, no, he's over there. I just gave him his roller skates. And then he had 4 goals, 2 assists. Great game, Nick. And Donnie Rukoff had 1 and 2. And for the Kings, Bill Herman, 2 goals. Paul Kuschuk, 1 and 2. And the new addition to the Kings, welcome to the league, Eric Moon, with a goal and an assist. It was a pretty good game. Game 2, we had Kramer Forestry versus KAS. This also was a close game until the end. They scored a couple of empty netters.
Kramer looked good from what I was here.
Kramer and the KAS was up in that game. I think it was 4-2 at one point. And Kramer came back and battled hard. In that game, Naval, 2 goals, 2 assists. Sammy Badalana does it again. 2 goals. One of them was a pretty
How
goal.
that guy's picked last is beyond me.
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
And then we got Danny Puffer with 2 goals and 1 assist. And for KAS, in a losing effort, Jeff Goodrich had 2 goals. How much he play on Tuesdays? I love Kevin. Kevin's a great player. And then in the game of the week, turned out it was a good game. Like Dan said at the beginning, there were a couple early penalties that we capitalized on the power play. Hitmen beating that Fast and Furious 5-0. And in the game, I mean, Stu played really good. We had quite a few shots on him.
Your goalie played.
Our goalie played stellar.
You know what? You had. I think the biggest key was you had the 2 power plays in the beginning you scored on. We had a 5-on-3. We only had a few shots. We didn't get much from the point.
You hit 2 posts.
I had 2 posts.
Yep.
But even
Preischel hit a crossbar.
But even then, we still 5-on-3 we didn't score. Then we went to a 5-on-4 we didn't score.
Yep.
I mean, that can change the whole game. Even though we were down 4-0 at the time.
Yeah, it
could be 4-2 right there.
And although some people don't think so, we have a very good team. With everybody, depending on who you put out there, it doesn't matter. We had Castle and Mackert out there. You would think you'd put Verdi and Reagan out there to kill a penalty. Castle and Mackert did a great job killing.
Our penalties hurt us. That was the bottom line. We had 2 10s. We had a couple 2-minute penalties.
Yep. That 5-on-3 almost. I thought that 5-on-3 was going to turn. That would put you guys back, put you back in the game, but you guys didn't capitalize. So. In the game, Vertolino again with 2 goals.
I still gotta say your goalie was the MVP.
He was a first star of that game.
He made some big saves.
He was a first star of that game.
We had some good shots.
I did say that afterwards. That these were my 3 stars in this order. Jay Katz had the hustle goal of the game when he dumped that one in the corner, ran down, got it, and banked it in off a Stu. That was the one when he was trucking. I'm like, holy shit! I've never seen Jay run like that in my life.
Yeah.
And he had a goal and an assist, and our first star of that game was Brandon Florette with the shutout. To get a shutout here, Stu did it last week. It's back-to-back weeks with a shutout. It's hard to get a shutout here, and congrats to you, Brandon, on the shutout. And
you helped me, no goals. You guys were all over. I had a hard time.
We were not letting you shoot. I told them, do not let Dan shoot. Sorry, but we had guys on.
You guys were not very nice.
Yeah, I told them, guys, you can't let them shoot. So.
On the power play, all I heard was don't let them shoot.
Yep.
Stay on them.
Get
changes.
Yep.
And you guys played well. You did what you had to do. I was happy we held Vertolino on only 2 goals. I mean, I didn't get much rest.
He didn't. I'll tell you what. It seemed like every time he got the ball, he had 2 or 3 guys at him. I mean, he even said it. They're keying on me. I got to find somebody open. So. Thing was that he was fighting. Like Jimmy Schott had 5 or 6 good chances in front.
No, he did. Jim had good chances.
Yeah. So and Mike missed. I mean, Mike missed top corner like 3 or 4 times where Verdi set him up in the slot. So it was a good game though. I look forward to the next time we play because our team is really. I think our team's really coming together and we're playing as a team. You know, that's.
I liked the game. It was an enjoyable game to play.
Jamie had a good game on defense and forward. He played a little bit of both.
Yep.
You know, he's very versatile. Your guys ran though. You guys hustled. It wasn't like you guys didn't. I mean, you were on me when I had the ball. I had to get rid of it, lose it. I was chipping it, doing what I could to get rid of it. So.
Well, I think after the first defenseman got the 2 and the 10.
Yeah.
Then the other dude got hurt.
Yeah.
And it just became chaotic. Then I was out there the whole thing. Playing you guys. Iron Man is hard to do.
Yeah, it is.
That's a tough job to do.
Sorry, my phone's ringing. Nobody important. Nobody calling in. Sorry. Well, that was that. That was a week in review. Jim was. Let's see. I was last week on the picks. I'm sorry. I picked the Hitmen. So did Jim. Kramer Forestry. I actually picked KS to win that game. Jimmy picked Kramer. And then Dateline Predators, I picked the Kings. So Jimmy's catching up. I'm 1-2. He was 2-1. I'm sorry. Yeah, 1-2, and he was 2-1 this week. So that's 6-0 I had. This week, the preview for this week is it's a 7:30 game. It is not Fast but Furious versus KAS. I picked you guys.
I think we're going to rebound.
I think you're going to rebound too.
Last time we lost to you guys, we rebounded the next 2 weeks. I believe.
So I think. I just think. If KAS whole team shows up, I mean, not having Jim side, I mean, the guys that they drafted, Nick Kazala, that hurt them. Frank's a great player in Anziata.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Husinger's a great player, so you missed it the other night, but Jay must have watched the podcast because I called him Mr. Dangles, and he dangled one between 3 guys, and he came down and scored, and I'm yelling, Mr. Dangles, after he did it. He turned him inside out. It was great. I really KS.
Was it as good as an Eric Kites dangle?
It was better than Eric Kites' dangle. Eric Kites isn't that good at dangling, I don't think.
He's pretty good.
Is he?
Yeah, he's got skills at dangling.
He's dangling. Can you dangle 2 inches? Okay.
I don't know.
That was bad. Kites
I mean,
doesn't
that was
last,
a very
does he?
nice. Eric's a nice guy.
I love Eric.
Yeah.
Can't help
He's my agent, too.
He's a grower, not a sower.
My agent.
So, anyway, game 2, we got Dateline Predators versus Kramer Forestry. And I've got this down as the game of the week because the way Kramer's been playing with their guys here, and that's going to be a really good game. It's going to be tight, especially with Kramer now with their goaltending situation sorted out after the Tomahawk incident.
God.
I do believe that, and we very soon we're going to address the Tuesday Tomahawk.
I'm going to go Kramer.
I'm going Kramer. Me too. I'm taking Kramer
I
with
think it's going
Dateline.
to be tight, though.
It is, and sorry, Nick, I'm not picking on you. Don't think I am. You're going to get your love later in the podcast. But
Yeah, don't start yelling at me. This is the first time
that's
I've
the game of the
picked
week. It
teams.
can go either way. I think it's going to be a close game, like a 5-4, 6-5 game, and it's going to be one of the two teams. But I'm
Might
going
even
with
get an
Kramer.
overtime out of it.
Maybe
might
we'll
even get an
first
overtime.
one since week 1. We haven't had one in a while.
And then I'm going to say Stanford at least tries to get the ball in the zone with a minute to go and lose it.
Sorry, Stampy.
Sorry, Scott.
So,
I try to tell him that all the time.
at least he talks more than Shotsy. Sorry,
I tell him
Shot.
that all the time, so
Big
I
show.
can say that.
And then the 9:30 game, we have Hitman versus Kings. We won 8 in a row. I'm not picking against us. I mean, I'm going Hitman. Sorry.
I'm going to have to still go Hitman. After last week, if you guys would have lost last week, I still would have picked you anyways.
Well, and this week's podcast is brought to you by Red Bull. So, I forgot to do that earlier. Last week was brought to you by Identity Inc. again. Thank you for all your T-shirt and jersey needs. Please contact Bill Herman. Such a fucking tool, aren't I?
Promote.
So, promote the guys that play in the league and their businesses. We try to. And then we go to the 3 stars. I had my 3 stars this week were in this order. And Don Naval had a really good game for Kramer. I'm sorry. He had 2 goals, 2 assists. My second star, I'm sorry, Brandon, I got to give it to you with the shutout. I mean, I know I said last week that a goalie deserves the first star for a shutout, but Nick Favada with 4 goals and 2 assists. I mean, his team scored 6 goals and he was in on all of them. I mean,
I'm going to have to reverse your bottom 2.
Well, that's my top 2, you mean?
Your top 2. I'm going to have to reverse them. I'm going to have to go with Floor Head, number 1 star.
Okay.
Only because the week before Stu had a shutout.
Yeah.
I had 4 goals and assists, and I got the 3rd star.
You did, but we gave it to both goalies that week, too,
That's
remember?
true. And
But
then,
Nick being involved with all his team's offense, that's what makes the difference. If
that's
he's
a big
not
game.
there, they could lose that game.
It's a big game.
If he doesn't show up, they could lose 5-1. I mean, because
is
he
very
was the
true.
catalyst, so that's what I was looking at. I thought we had most of our guys here except -1 the other night, and I thought we played well as a team in front of Brandon. Brandon didn't make the saves he made the week before. The week before, he made some phenomenal saves. He didn't have to make them this week because we played better positionally.
No,
I thought.
you did.
So, but sorry, Brandon. You know I love you. And Brandon's filling in for us tonight, and NWO's not happy. So.
Yeah, whatever. That'll be a post tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. And then I'll post a pickle. Pickle Man. Pickle Man ain't on Tuesdays. Sorry. And we're going to jump right into the power rankings. And I've got them pretty much as the standings. They're pretty much the same. I got KS at 6. Who do you got?
I'm going to say KS.
Okay. At 5, I got the Kings, and I'm going by record. I mean, that's where I got to go right now.
Yeah, I would say Kings.
Okay.
I think 4 and 3, Kramer and
Not fair. That's your team.
I'm going to say depending on what happens this week.
Okay, well that's mine too.
I
Right
think
now,
so.
Kramer's 4. I got NFBF at 3. And that could change this week depending on the game. And the only reason Not Fast but Furious dropped to 3 was because you guys lost in a shutout. And Dateline Predators pulled one out, a tough game. I mean, the Kings came to play the other night. So I got them at 2 and I got us at 1. I mean, that's pretty much the standings too.
I think between 4 and 2 is going to depend on this week again. They could all switch around
And
again.
that's what it was last week too. I couldn't pick between 4 and 2 until the day of the podcast. So that's what I got. If you don't like it, too bad. But you know what? Until somebody beats us, we're 1.
I don't see it. I think even if you guys lose a game, you might still be 1.
I mean, Brandon has played 8 games now. He's let in 22 goals. in 8 games.
That is pretty impressive for here.
For here, I mean, that's a 2.75 goals against average. That's
actually really
it's really good. So, I don't have I don't have any more really. Next week the sign-up sheet will be up for the next session. Believe we're starting last week in April, first week in May. We got our captains. Now we need players. I'm not going to do Rick's rant tonight. I don't have enough battery life in my iPad, but we will have the donut exchange right after. Dan and Jamie did the donut exchange the other night, and they taste tested some donuts, and they touched each other's donuts, and
it was a good donut too.
He touched Jamie's donut, and it was cream filled too. Yep. So you don't want to miss it. It was kind of chicka wow wow, but I'm just kidding. Jamie, by the way, welcome to Thursdays, dude. He'll be here tonight. Anyway, I think that's all I got. Anything else?
I enjoy Tuesdays.
Good.
It's a good time.
Good. Oh, we're the farm league for Thursdays.
Yeah, I heard that.
According to Pat Burness.
Last week from Burness.
Pat Burness, why don't you come down and play next session? Why don't you find out who the farm league is, bitch? I think Vertolino would have something to say about that.
That'd be fun to see them play together or play against each other. That'd be fun.
They used to play when I reffed at Mineral on Wednesday nights. There was a guy, Bill Allen. I don't know if you know Billy Allen. Yeah. Billy Allen's a great hockey player, possession player. And the 3 of them are probably one of the best lines that I've ever seen play. And you know what? We're going to invite a guest in here for the end.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Team KAS, number 99, and number 1 in your hearts, is Mr. Alfred Rex. Come on in and say hi, Al. We're just finishing up. You walked in at the right time.
Hello, gentlemen. How you doing? How you doing?
Al, come on right here in the middle. Let Danny hear. Stand right here. You're on the camera right there. Right there. You're good. Right there. You're taller than Nick, so you can see the camera. I just wanted to welcome you to the Tuesday night podcast. That's all right. Don't worry. Neither did I. I shaved yesterday. What do you think about Tuesday nights?
I love Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Okay.
Tuesdays, our team showed up.
Yep.
The whole, if our D actually would show up, we would actually really be competitive.
Right. You guys are
half the
struggling.
time we're up after period number 2.
You guys were up the other night, 4-2.
Again.
Yep.
Like almost every other game. But it's good. Oh God, I don't want to do that. But no, I'm not going to mention it. I can't.
You can say whatever you want on the podcast.
No, well,
just look at the camera and say whatever you want. Go ahead. Just do it.
Don't
pull no punches on the potty.
Well,
go for it.
Nah, you don't want to do that. Yeah,
okay, don't do it. All right, don't do it.
Man, I can't do that.
We don't want you to flash it. Oh, number 1 goalie just walked in.
Probably pretty good, but no. Overall,
B. Floret, he's here.
No, I love Tuesdays. I love Thursdays. It was fun coming out. Everyone's complaining at first from Mineral. Coming back here trying to get used to this. And calling it ping pong ball or whatever you want to call it.
It's a different size floor.
It's different. It takes time getting used to it. I think the guys from your team are still getting used to it.
They still are. Finally, after yelling after my captain, I was hoping he'd maybe make me an assistant or something because I was already here for the season.
Right.
Give him a little hand and with subs and some other things that he didn't know about. And I the blue line. Finally, this week, he looked pretty good. He brought it back, did what he had to do, and it's finally getting the hang of it. Like you said, it's a couple of guys
it takes some time.
And even some new defensemen, even a sub-defenseman. There was one game that were yelling at certain people, why are you standing at that blue line?
Yeah.
That is the wrong blue line to be standing at right now.
No,
but
I
I even catch myself. I'm not perfect, shit. No, I'm still fumbling over myself still. Because shit.
You're looking better each week.
Yeah, we used to play 30-some plus years ago. We used to play against this guy.
On Mill Street.
Yeah.
On Mill Street.
Yeah.
You are the PETA.
Yeah.
You are the PETA in some people's eyes.
Am I?
The pain in the ass.
You're a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh, well, with my all I try to do is I look at the best player and I run my balls off to make sure they can't score.
Well, hey, we got to button this up. Say bye to everybody. Thanks for stopping by.
Tuesday BDL podcast. Don't forget it. And thank you, Mr. Reed. And
thanks, Al.
Mr. Calto, for having me. I didn't mean to sneak in on you.
No, you're fine, dude. We take anybody. We don't care.
Early.
I didn't mean it that way either. I like your sweatshirt.
Competition,
All right. And drink Great Babe. Great Babe. Great Babe. Love Al. I've known Al since probably 12, 13 years old when I lived on the east side.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
He's a tough player to play.
Mike Lebecki and him. I used to go to Transfiguration with Mike Lebecki. You're going back a long time ago, like when I was 10, 11 years old. So we used to play basketball in Mike's backyard. We used to play horse and pig and used to hop roofs like they did on the east side because we didn't have, cell phones back then or anything like that. So we were outside actually doing shit. And we still can't grow up because we're still playing this stupid game.
That's right.
So anyway, that's all I got. Anything else?
That's all I got. If you didn't pay your money.
No, I think we're all paid up.
All right.
I think we got caught up this week. Except for one guy because he just started. So
That's fine.
See you next Tuesday. We're out.